afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome back for another Monday. All right. Welcome back for another Monday. Um, what's that? The single life, right? We're here, about to get into it. And I hope you guys are as excited as I am for today's subject matter because we're going to switch gears a little bit. But before I get into that, y'all know I can't start a session without thanking you all for tuning in, without thanking you all for being a part, without thanking you all for just coming together each and every Monday that we come in to share and to grow and to build with one another. Man, I appreciate that to the utmost. Thank you. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend, and we can get right into it, right? You all know that, and then please, when as you guys jump on, let me know if we're having any technical difficulties on your end. Of course, everything always looks fine on my end, but I never know till you all start providing feedback what's going on the other side. So please let me know if we're having any issues once you guys kind of get settled in. Um, but yeah, so we've been sharing under the subject matter of the distraction of dating, right? That's kind of where we've been each and every Monday, probably for like the last month and a half, 2 months, I believe. We have been sharing under the subheading of the distraction of dating. And today I want to shift gears a little bit, right? Today I want to shift gears a little bit, and I hope you guys will allow me some latitude to kind of share and to kind of work with this to paint a very broad picture for which we will kind of build and grow from for the next couple of weeks on this, right? So I want to talk today about the value of preparation, all right? The value of preparation. I'm gonna say it one more time. We are stepping away from the distraction of dating, right? And we are stepping into the value of preparation because you have to understand the single life, part of the single life, or the main function of the single life is to prepare you for the next stage, right? It's to prepare you for the next stage. So, how can I ever truly take advantage of being prepared in this stage if I don't recognize the value of preparation while I'm here, right? So let's kind of dive into it today. I want to ask you all a question, and you can think about it. I'm gonna ask you a series of questions, and you don't have to answer in the chat, but this is just for you to kind of hold on and think through yourself. Under the value of preparation, I want to know how long are you willing to prepare for the manifestation of what you've been believing for? Serious question. How long are you willing to prepare for the manifestation of what you have been believing for? That's something you got to think about, right? Because when God prepares us for something, He doesn't give us a time span, right? It would be so easy if God said, okay, you're going to be in this preparation stage for 30 days. It's almost like when you start a new job, right? And you go through your probationary period. Like, you know, the probationary period is 30, 60, or 90 days, 45 days in there, right? You know what your period is. So you kind of know, all right, cool. Once I get out of this phase, I'm good, right? God doesn't work that way. God doesn't work that way. God does not give us a direct time of how long we will operate in that preparation stage because part of that time is on us and our willingness to acquiesce to what He's calling us to do in the preparation stage. So to you, think about it. Again, how long are you willing to prepare for the manifestation of what you've been believing for? That's a question. You think about it, right? But let's look at it like this from an athlete's perspective. From an athlete's perspective, Usain Bolt said this one time. He said, "Man, I prepared all year for 9 seconds." Usain Bolt, previous world's fastest man, 100-meter sprint, year in and year out, Olympic gold medalist. He's also the last man to do the double. Noah Lyles tried to do the double. We saw he could make it, but Usain Bolt, 100-meter gold medalist, 200-meter gold medalist, repeat, right? So he says this though. He says, "Man, I trained my whole life. I trained for years for 9 seconds." That seems kind of counterproductive, right? Like, you put in all this preparation, you sacrifice all these things, you go through all these hardships for 9 seconds, right? But the 9 seconds changed the rest of his life, right? So think about it from an athlete's perspective. Even when at football players, we love football. Y'all love that. Sorry, Crimson Tide team, or my Auburn fans out there, whatever team tickles your fancy. But you hear athletes talk about film study. What are they doing in film study? They're in preparation. They're watching film to learn, number one, what they need to do better, what errors and mistakes they made. And then they also watch film on their opponent so they can learn the opponent's tendencies, the opponent's strong suits, the opponent's weaknesses, right? They're doing film study. What's another word for that film study? Preparation. They're okay going through preparation. They understand the value of being prepared for the next level. We've got to get to a place where we don't regret being in a place of preparation, but we welcome the preparation. We are thankful for preparation because we know it's taking us to another level. All right, so you think even think about it like this. Okay, you didn't like that example, I got you. Even in eating right, we talk about my plate, my choice every other Monday, right? That's preparation because honestly, think about it from this perspective. Who wants to be elevated to the next stage in life only for that term to be short lived because your health starts to decline because you wouldn't make the decision to start eating right and making better choices at the table? Right? It's all part of preparation. It's all part of preparing you to get to the next phase. All right, so listen, let's talk about it. I want to look at Hebrews 11, 6 through 7. Hebrews 11, 6 through 7. Y'all can get there in your text. I will read it to you all, but I want you to kind of lay your eyes on it as well. Hebrews 11, verses 6 and 7. We're talking about the value of preparation. Remember that, the value of preparation. All right. So in the Amplified, but without faith, it is impossible to walk with God and to please him. For whoever comes near to God must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who earnestly and diligently seek him. That was verse 6, and I'm reading the Amplified version. Verse 7. By faith, with confidence in God and his word, Noah, being warned by God about events not yet seen, in reverence prepared an ark for the salvation of his family. By this act of obedience, he condemned the world and became an heir to the righteousness which comes by faith. So I need you to understand the word says that Noah didn't know about, he was warned about things that had never been seen before. We know the references to rain. He was warned about rain, and because he was warned by God about rain, what did Noah begin to do? He went into preparation. He went into preparation. He welcomed preparation. He was okay with preparation. He said, God, use me. I'm okay going in this place of being prepared. And I know in my place of preparation, I'm going to have to say no to some stuff. I'm going to have to say no to some stuff. I'm not going to be able to be out at everything. I can't. I may have to lose some people. It's okay because they don't understand why I can't go and do the same things that I used to do. They don't understand why I can't just kick it like I used to kick it. I'm in a place of preparation and I am sorry. I apologize. But my preparation for the next level is more important than what we're about to do at this weekend's festivities. You got to be okay being prepared and everything that comes with being prepared. So Noah, again, put yourself in that position. Like Noah did, he was warned by something that no one even knew about. And he went into preparation. We know things. We know things. God takes us into preparation, and it's not even anything as complex as building an ark. It's something simple, but we fall short because we don't understand the value of preparation. You can't run from preparation. If you want to be great, you got to prepare to be great. It doesn't just happen by osmosis, right? You don't just wake up and you just all of a sudden you're phenomenal. No, you got to go through preparation. You got to go through preparation. You have to be prepared, right? You don't just go in a restaurant and the meal is already ready. The chefs in the back are doing what? Once you place your order, they begin to prepare your meal. But in that specific instance, you're okay waiting. You're okay waiting. I've already ordered it and I'm okay waiting because I know it's coming. Why don't you have the same mentality? Because you know that when you speak things every day, that's you placing an order. When you speak it, when you get up and you make your confessions, when you call health over your body, or you speak wealth into your family, you speak debt freedom, you are doing what? You are placing an order. Now be okay resting while that thing is being prepared. It's the same mentality. It's the same mentality. It's all in how you approach it. Don't worry, I got you. All right. So I need you to understand this. And I want to say it to you, just how I have it in my notes. We as a people, we as a group, and I'm throwing myself into it. I'm not separating myself from this, right? So we have this misconception that preparation is easy. It's not. It's not. We think that preparation is going to be easy. We think that, man, we just going to mosey on through preparation and make it to the promised land. But preparation is tough. See, you got to understand, preparation is often tougher than the goal itself. Why? Because in preparation, you got to be tested for everything. In preparation, you got to be prepared to be stretched. You got to be prepared to be put down. You got to be prepared to submit. In preparation, oh man, listen. Okay, let's look at it from an athletic standpoint, right? So in practice is preparation for the game, right? So in practice, you do things that you may never ever do in the game, but you have to be prepared for the moment that it comes so that you're ready. I've already prepared for this. I've already prepared for this. See, if you go through life with that mentality, I've already prepared for this. So when the enemy comes your way, I've already prepared for this. I knew you were going to try to bring sickness to me. I've already prepared. I've been speaking health in my body long before sickness showed up. I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared for it. So while you're in the single phase of life, you've got to appreciate the value of preparation. God is preparing you for the next level. I can't reject it. I have to accept it. All that goes into the preparation phase, I got to accept it. I got to accept it. See, you got to think about it. Preparation, it's going to be some ugly days in preparation. It's going to be days in preparation where your back is pushed to the wall. It's days in preparation where you want to quit. It's days in preparation where you want to stop and y'all can have it. I'm done. I'm tired of dealing with people. I'm tired of dealing with myself and these thoughts as I go through preparation. I don't want it. See, that's part of being prepared, because you got to prepare mentally as well as physically. You've got to be prepared. Understand the value of preparation. And can I tell you a caveat to this? You can't be upset because your preparation doesn't look like the next person's preparation. You got a different assignment. So I'm okay. My preparation period might be longer. I might have a greater assignment than the next person. So I got to go into this I got to be in this preparation stage a little bit longer than the next person. Right? We're not all here for the same purpose. We don't all have the same assignment. We do not. So everybody's preparation doesn't look the same. So I'm okay in this single phase, continuing to be prepared. God, I thank you that you prepare me every day. You're preparing me for things that I see. When something comes, somebody who's prepared for it. You see, what makes a great coach is that he's already prepared for the tricks that the other team might try to pull. See, when they try to pull out a different formation or something new, the coach that's prepared, oh, we ready for this. Hey, call this defense right here. Hey, y'all go run this play right here because this play is going to work against that. We were already prepared. But see, it's the coach that never prepared for those things that continues taking L's. I'm telling you right now, yesterday was your last day taking an L. You are going to prepare better going forward. You're going to appreciate the preparation phase. As God gives new things to you, as you spend more time with God, as you spend more time in the Word, you appreciate the preparation. You appreciate the test because you understand, see, I haven't seen the big test yet. These just been pop quizzes. And I keep mastering the pop quizzes because the pop quiz prepares me for the full test. And as the full test comes and I show myself faithful in that, God said, my child ready, take him to the next level. Let me begin to open these doors. Let me begin to show him more. Let me begin to release the plan to him because he took the time to prepare himself for the next level. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You got to even think about it. I love, me personally, George G3. I love military movies. I do. I love it. I love it. I love it. And my respect goes out to anybody that has gone through, military, any of our armed forces. My heart goes out to you. I appreciate all your service, right? So I love movies that just kind of give you insight into what they go through. Can I tell you all, they go through some of the most rigorous training, and I'm saying training, continuing to train. It may not even be a war or a mission at hand, but they're training. And I'm talking about rigorous training. Do you know they go through training they go through certain training practices that simulate being captured. So they have to torture them so that they are mentally tough. So if they do get in that situation, they've already seen it and they're prepared for it. Can you imagine what that level of preparation is like? But as God tries to prepare us for the next level, God's trying to prepare you for a bit to become a business owner, but you want to reject preparation. You want to keep putting in applications for employment, and God says, I'm trying to take you to starting a business. You have to be okay in the preparation phase. Whatever God starts to pour, you just have to open up and receive. See, yeah, in the single phase, there are so many things that God said, I need to get you prepared. I need to get you prepared for the next level, because the next level looks way better than where you are right now. Listen, that's something special. The next level looks way better than where you are right now, but God needs to know that you will be ready for it. You won't waste the opportunity. You won't do his people wrong. You won't make stupid mistakes because you have already been prepared. All right. All right. Let's talk. Let's keep talking. I want to talk to y'all about, y'all mind if we talk about Joseph for a second? Can we talk about Joseph? I'll close out with this, but this is going to take us a second to work to the end of this, all right? So let's talk about Joseph. Let's start, and I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to give you scripture references because the text is long and we don't have time. This is not a Sunday where I could just like teach, right? So this is like a shorter version. So I'm just going to give you the scripture references, and you guys can just jot those down in your notes and go back and look at it for a point of reference to what we're discussing, all right? So let's talk about Joseph. We'll start with Genesis 37, and we're going to cover verses 1. I'm going to summarize verses 1 through 36. Genesis 37, I'm going to summarize verses 1 through 36, all right? So you've got to understand Joseph is being prepared for something great. Joseph is being prepared for something great. Now, when Joseph is shown the dream, right, to his brothers bowing down to him, and he shares that dream with his brothers, that creates hate in their heart. Can we segue for a note right now that there are oftentimes God will reveal a dream to you. There are oftentimes God will reveal what the next level is going to look like to you. And I need you to understand that when God revealed it to you, he revealed it to you. It was you and God. It wasn't for you to share. It's not always for you to share. It's not always for you to tell people where you're about to go. Sometimes you just got to let them see when you get there. Got what I'm saying? All right, so Joseph shares that. So he creates hate in his brother's heart when he shares his dream with him, right? He creates hate in his brother's heart. So then his brothers hatch this plan. It's okay, we're going to sell our brother and slave, because first they was going to kill him. Y'all notice. They were going to kill him. And they said, oh, well, we don't profit anything from killing him. Let's sell him to slavery. At least we can make some money off of it, right? At least we can come back with a win, right? So they jealous. They sell him into slavery. Boom. All right, so now Joseph has done nothing wrong up to this point. Joseph had a dream. He shared his dream with his brothers, who he thought, these my brothers. They love me. I can share with them. See, you got to just keep it between you and God. That's part of preparation. See, sometimes in preparation, God teaching you to just shut your mouth. God will say, just be quiet. When I tell you something, it's for you. It's not for them. It's for you. That's why you by yourself right now, because you need to learn how to just communicate, you and me. Just you and me. You want somebody to talk to? Go get in that prayer closet and talk to me. I talk to you all day. That's God. 24 hours a day, he talks to you. He'll never say, hey, that's enough. Right? All right, so now, boom, he sold into slavery. Now let's get to Genesis 39, verses 1 through 20. All right, so while Joseph is in slavery, or he's been enslaved, he gets elevated by Potiphar, right? He gets elevated by Potiphar. Potiphar puts him in charge of the house. Boom, boom, boom. As Potiphar puts him in charge of the house, what happens? Potiphar's wife said, oh, who is that young boy right there? That man looked good, and I recognize favor on his life, because I'm going to tell you something. Favor is attractive. Favor is attractive. So Potiphar's wife recognized the favor on his life, and she said, I want him. But guess what? Guess what Joseph did not do? We talked about it. The distractions of dating. Joseph didn't get distracted by Potiphar's wife. He didn't get distracted by Potiphar's wife. See, that's where we lose the battle. We think somebody like us, oh, God, you know, I've been praying for him. You brought him to me. No, that's a distraction. Stay focused. Stay focused. Joseph stayed focused. Potiphar's wife, she was shooting her shot with the best of them, day after day. But the text says Joseph even went to great lengths to try to avoid his wife. He was trying to stay away from her, because he knew, baby, you're trying to do something. I'm not going there with you. I'm focused. I refuse to become distracted. I'm focused, right? So then one day she said, all right, cool. This is not what you want. I'm going to make you want it. So she go to try to snatch the man's clothes off. Boom. Joseph Joseph made a decision. Joseph said, I'm not even about to stay here and give it to you. I'd rather run out and run through this house half naked than to stay here and give it to you. He refused to become distracted. So Joseph ran. So what does Potiphar's wife do? Of course, she embarrassed now. The man then rejected her so much, and you done went this far. He rejected you again. So okay. What did he do? Potiphar. And then she says, okay. She says, hey, listen. This little boy, he tried to rape me. He tried to rape me. Boom. Now again, has Joseph done anything? This man has done nothing but what he was called to do. But he was in preparation mode. This is why I'm telling you this. That's why I'm illustrating this for you so you can understand. Preparation is not always easy. Preparation is not always smooth sailing. Preparation is tough. Preparation is ugly. Preparation forces you to face things that you never thought you would deal with. Preparation. So Joseph's all right, cool. So now Pharaoh got to deal with it. His wife said this man tried to rape him. He got to deal with it. So what happens now? Joseph thrown into prison. Boom. Now he's thrown into prison. Now we're in Genesis 39. We're about to cover 20 through 40. Genesis 39, 20 through 40. So he's in prison now. Yet again, I did nothing wrong. But I'm being prepared. See, oftentimes we face storms and we wonder, like, why am I in this storm? Baby, appreciate the preparation. Because when God brings you out, you got to understand this. When God brings you out of a situation, I'm going to tell you a story real quick. I'll tell you a story. I was having a conversation with Antonio Sperling one day. And he's a mentor of mine. I love Mr. Antonio. And so anyway, I had this property. I bought this property on Bush Boulevard, and it was a beautiful property. I love this property. It was nice. It was beautiful, and renovated and flipped it. And I was trying to sell it, and I was having problems selling the property, right? I was having problems selling the property. It wasn't working. And I mean, time went by, and it was beautiful, but it just wasn't moving, right? So then God calls me one day. Now, remember I told you this property was in Bush Boulevard, over there by Legion Field, for those of y'all who don't know, all right? So God tells me one day, he says, hey, I want you to go pray over the house every day. Now, at the time, I was living with my parents, so I'm living in Hoover, and I'm working in Bessemer at the church, and Legion Field and Bush Boulevard is nowhere on my daily route. Nowhere, right? So that's a sacrifice, but it's okay. God said, hey, I want you to go to the house every day, and I want you to pray for it. Pray over it. So Monday through Sunday, I don't care what time it was. I don't care if I was out of town and got back in town late. I went to that house and I prayed over it. I did not miss a day. I prayed over it. And I'm going to tell y'all a funny thing about that house, right? It used to just be all types of devilment happening in the house. And when I bought that house, I didn't know it was a double murder that had happened in the house. I had no idea. It was a double murder that happened. A guy was selling drugs. They came in, they killed him and his girlfriend in the house. So I would have different contractors come out to do different things. And one contractor talked to me, man, he talked to me so bad about this house that I called my dad. I said, Dad, listen, I think I made a bad decision. Because I listened to this man. This man was like, no, you need to sell this house over here. Man, you know what's going on over here. You know what just happened in this house, yada, yada, yada. Like I had a lady pull up one day. I'm doing some work on the house myself. And the lady pulled up. She said, hey, you need to be careful while you out here. I said, why? This is when I found out about it. She said, you need to be careful while you out here. I said, why? What's going on? It's not a safe neighborhood. I thought it was a good neighborhood. She said, oh, no, the neighborhood is nice, but 2 people just got murdered in that house a couple months ago. Okay, thank you so much. They don't do take backs on houses. So it wasn't like I had my receipt and y'all just going to give me my money back. You know what I'm saying? So the guy talked so bad, I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, I made a bad decision. And I don't know what I'm going to do. My dad asked me a simple question, and I love this about that conversation. My dad said, son, did you hear God? I said, yeah. He said, are you sure? I said, yes, sir. I know what I heard, because anytime I would buy a property, I would pray over the property before I put in an offer on it. So I prayed over the property with my realtor. I prayed over it, heard God say, put in an offer. So boom, I did it. My dad said, if you heard God, stand on that and don't waver. That was all I needed. So I pushed forward, right? So now fast forward to God telling me to go to the property every day and pray over it. So I'm in there one day, and I mean, there was my neighbor at the time, the neighbor of the house, he was an older man, but he died. His son, who had just got out of prison, moved in. Oh my God, this man had some pit bulls. Man, when I tell you the yard for my house, it was this big, long, beautiful yard with levels to it. beautiful grass, beautiful green grass. Man, I tell you what, them pit bulls like to come over and sit. He would just let them be off the hook. They would come sit in the front yard. There's two of them, big, woo, 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 big devilish looking dogs. They would come just sit in the front yard. And so it would be some days that people would come to look at the house and they would see the two dogs sitting in front of the yard and they just wouldn't even go. It got to the point where I would pull up to go pray over the house. And I can remember a couple times I couldn't even go in the house because they was in the yard. I would just pray from the street like, here, I'm going to stretch my hand. Father, I stretch my hand to thee, right? So I'm in there praying. So anyway, one particular day I'm in there praying and I just break out in laughter. I break out in laughter because God reveals to me in prayer. God says, listen, you know those two people that got killed here? I'm like, yes, sir. He said, you know all the devilment that's been going on around the house? I said, yes, sir. He said, I needed someone to bring me back to this block, to bring me back to this street, to bring me back to this house. Man, I fell out laughing because I said, God, you chose me. God, you gave me that assignment. So I'm laughing hysterically. Now I'm walking through the house praying and laughing, praying and laughing, praying and laughing. So I think like the following week, so this happens. I went on prayer house for a month. It was no longer than a month. I kid you not. This is how faithful God is. But we have to remain faithful to what he's called us to do, right? So I'm in the house praying over the house, man. I come back out one day and I be doggone if I check my phone. And when I looked at my phone, my realtor called me and she was like, hey, we just got a full offer on the house. But I'm going to tell you this real quick before I get back to it. Okay, so real quick, when I would pray, God instructed me to start praying very specific prayers over the house, right? God instructed me to pray specific prayers over the buyer, what they would like, what they would see, what they would fall in love with, right? When I tell you my realtor called me as I came out the house from praying, I got in the car and my realtor called me. I called her back and I said, hey, what's up? She said, hey, you got a second? I said, yeah, I'm driving. So she starts to tell me, she said, man, listen, she said, we got a full offer on the house. I said, well, praise God, we got a full offer. Then she says, but listen, I got to tell you what, because the buyer's agent wanted her to send me a message from the buyer. So the buyer started to tell my realtor things that I prayed for between me and God in that house. And I know it wasn't nobody in that house but me and God. The buyer said word for word the things that I prayed for in that house. What am I telling you? There's something special about preparation, but you have to be willing to be prepared. Did I feel like driving over the Bush Boulevard every day? No, thank you. Did I feel like the added stress on my gas tank from driving over there? No, thank you. But was I willing to be obedient? Yes, God. Yes, God. And see, that's the thing about preparation. You don't know. I asked you in the beginning, I'm going to ask you just like I said. How long are you willing to prepare for the manifestation of what you've been believing for? How long are you willing to prepare? Okay, you believing for a husband. How long are you willing to prepare for it? And while you're in preparation, are you willing to do what God called you to do? Are you willing to stop doing what you know you're not supposed to be doing and do what God has called you to do? And the same vice versa for a man looking for a wife. Are you willing to be prepared? Okay, so real quick, let's go to this. All right, so boom. So Genesis 39, that wasn't even in my notes. I don't know how that story just came. I got you. So Genesis 39, 20 through 40. So now Joseph is in prison. And while he's in prison, you know when you got favor on your life, favor ain't fair. And everybody around you ain't got no choice but to respect that thing. Everybody got to respect favor when it's on you. And it's not something you got to do. It's not something you got to tell them about. It's on you like a good fragrance. You walk into the room and that favor just start talking to people. So Joseph is in prison. Who finds favor in prison with a warden to the point that you run into prison? Joseph did. Why? Because he was okay being prepared. Let's start where he started from with his brothers telling him a dream to now you in prison. You went through slavery and you went through prison. Whose journey is going to look like that? Whose journey is going to look like that? Who's going to be okay? God, you preparing me. You've got to be preparing me for something great because you keep taking it to the lowest of lows. And you're testing in the lowest of lows if I'm still going to remain faithful, if I'm still going to be committed to you, if I'm still going to serve you. Joseph was serving God in a jail, in a prison, and in slavery. He kept God first. He kept God first. So in your stages of preparation, watch what you say. Don't talk against God. Talk in appreciation and be thankful. God, I thank you that you keep preparing me every day. I don't know what's coming, but I know it's great because these tests keep coming. So I know where I'm going has to be phenomenal. Listen, all right, so here we go. So he finds favor in prison, and so he's running to prison now. So then he gets to two prisoners, and he interprets their dreams, right? I think it was the baker and the cupbearer. He interprets their dreams for them. So he tells them, hey, when y'all get released, don't y'all forget about me. Don't forget about your homeboy down here. Don't forget, I'm still down here. Don't forget. They forgot. 2 more years, Joseph stayed in prison. Now, that's what I'm telling you. Like, sometimes we think preparation has a certain time. You'll say, man, I've been single for all this time. Why haven't I found my husband yet? It's not a time limit. Be thankful for the preparation. Be thankful for the preparation. God, I just thank you each day. Each day, I'm prepared. Each day, I'm prepared. Each day, I thank you, God, you continue to prepare me. Each day, I thank you, God, I'm prepared. I thank you. I kid you all not. As I sit in my house, I'm always reminded of staying in my parents' house and speaking to this house. God was preparing me. I had a time limit. I can show you the confessions I made. My time limit was 28. I had planned to be in my house by 28. I didn't do what I needed to do in the stages of preparation. But I promise you, I got here just after my Jesus year. I got here at 34. It was cool. It's still good to me. Preparation. I was okay being prepared. Right? So then now we get to Pharaoh. So Pharaoh now gets to a place where Pharaoh says, all right, listen. I'm having these dreams. I need someone to interpret. They say, hey, listen, you got a boy down there in that prison. He will tell you exactly what's going on. So I'll fast forward the story. So Joseph interprets the dream for the Pharaoh. Joseph gets elevated to the second in command. Joseph gets elevated to the second in command. What happened? Did his stages of preparation look easy? No, they didn't. Were they tough? I'm sure there were some days while he was sitting down there in that prison, he was like, God, well, I'm sure he wondered, but he stayed faithful. So I'm telling you all to remain faithful in the stages of preparation. The single life is now called the preparation stage. It's the preparation stage. You single? No, I'm being prepared. You single? I'm being prepared. I'm being prepared right now. No, I'm being prepared. I'm not single. You look single. I look like I'm being prepared. You just can't see it, but don't worry about it. I'm being prepared. And that's what you may have to tell yourself. When you get tired of being by yourself, you say, I'm not by myself. I'm being prepared, and I'm being prepared by God. I'm being handcrafted by God. See, it's something about when you get something that's tailor-made for you. You got to understand, God is tailor-making you for an assignment. God is tailor-making you for a significant other. God is tailor-making you to take over. God is tailor-making you to be a business owner. God is tailor-making you in the stages of preparation. So don't worry about being single. Just be thankful that you're being prepared. I don't have nothing else to say. I'm done. I'm going to put my phone down. I'm done. Listen. Preparation is a beautiful thing. Be thankful for the stages of preparation. Be thankful that God chose you for such an assignment that it may take a longer time to be prepared. God, I thank you. I wanted it to be on fast forward. I wanted this thing to move fast. I thought I did. But God, I thank you. It's been a year. God, I still thank you. Oh, this has been a tough month. God, I still thank you. Oh, it's been a tough series of months. God, I still thank you. It was a long summer and it didn't look like what I wanted it to look like. God, I still thank you. I'm being prepared. God, you're preparing me for the things that I can't see. God, you're preparing me for the next level. And I'm thankful. Hey, I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all be blessed. Have a phenomenal week. Enjoy the stages of preparation. Guard what you say. You're no longer single. You are being prepared. You're no longer alone. You are being prepared. You are no longer tired. You are being prepared. You are being prepared. You are being prepared. You are being prepared.